Now, I am sure you guys are familiar with the phrase stealing candy from a baby, but in today's story, we have a slightly less egregious example of the phrase. Emphasis on slightly. You're not gonna get away with that one, man. Not gonna get away with that one. That's messed up, man. You know what's even worse about this? We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. This is even worse. What you have here is right there. He not only grabbed the hat from the kid, but then right after he grabbed it from the kid, let's check out this next moment here. He's looking, see the kid's looking at him right now, right? And he's like, hey, like, that was mine. The kid is holding it, and he knows the kid is holding it, right? So, like, at this point, there's no denying that he didn't know the kid was there or he wasn't sure. Like, this is very clear at this point, right? Unless you are completely, like, lacking of self-awareness. And I doubt it here. All right, let's keep it going. And the kid is asking, like, oh, what are you doing, right? And he's talking to him. And at this point, he just decided, I am going to double down and ignore whatever this kid is saying. Puts it in the bag, goes and takes a picture or whatever it is, and keeps it moving. And then he gave him the pen back. So, oh man. All right. All right, guys. I just wanted you to know that there is no plausible deniability here. We got another CEO on the loose, folks. And this time the blowback was instant. Because unfortunately for the dude in this video, the internet did what the internet does, which is first, they identify who you are after a moment like this goes viral. Then they realize that the man going viral in this clip is a CEO of a Polish company called Drogbruk with the name Piotr Szczerek. And look, if I didn't get his name right of the company or the man, my bad. And honestly, I don't care at this point. That is the least I can do to stand in solidarity with the little kid who got the who got the cap snatched from him right there on live television, right? But anyways, to get back to the point, the internet didn't just stop there by identifying him. They proceeded to review bombing his company. And when I say review bomb, I mean they took it down from whatever it was at before to like a whole 1 star. Okay. A whole 1 star. Like I'm not gonna lie, the internet is scathing in this regard, and they were not letting him off the hook at all. This is what you call internet justice, and this is something that you have to be very, very cognizant of if you are a public figure in any way, shape, or form. And so to give y'all an example of what some of this internet justice looked like, we're gonna go to the Trustpilot and check out some of the comments that were left under the CEO's company. So here we are. We're gonna pick one today, and we're going to take this one from Christina Cruz here, which was actually posted about an hour ago at the time in which I am recording this video. What an embarrassment to humanity. So we're off to a great start. Your greedy actions in the boardroom have affected our world long enough. Your CEO displays the characteristics of a greedy peacock and justifiable harm to children. Shame on you for putting profits over people. Even the athlete was appalled by such behavior. Do better. Represent more than lining your pockets and being a bully. Not a good look. Guys, I need you to understand. I can go through all of these at this point, and they're all going to pretty much be very, very similar in sentiments. Everyone is doing their part as a member on the internet with their name and face proudly displayed on the Trustpilot website, because everyone really doesn't like this guy at this point, making this company being one of the worst reviewed companies of all time. Now, it's interesting too, because I don't even know what this would have been reviewed as before this point, looking at like 5% being 5 stars being less than 1% and 4 stars being less than 1%, because at this point, everything is 1 star, right? And I'm sure if we could have made it 0, we would have. Also, understand that the way things like this work is that there's almost nothing you can do to make the people who actually left this review come back and reverse it. This is one of the worst things about the internet, is once you cross people, it's very hard to come back and make a second impression where everyone will give you a chance to make it right. But let's be honest here. because the way the CEO initially responded to this, I think, is what warrants some of this pain that he's feeling here, because he decided to respond in one of the worst ways possible. In a since deleted post, the CEO decided to defend himself on Poland's Go Work forum with this message. The recent incident at the tennis match has caused a disproportionate online uproar. It's all about the famous hat, of course. Yes, I took it. Yes, I did it quickly. But as I've always said, life is first come, first served. I understand that some people might not like it, but please, let's not make a global scandal out of a hat. It's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have it. This dude is wild. Oh, man. All right. Regarding online hate, I remind you that insulting a public figure is subject to legal liability. Not in America, my guy. Not in America. All offensive comments, slander, and insinuations will be analyzed for the possibility of taking the matter to court. Okay. In the end, chin up, hats off, less venom, and more sportsmanship. Okay, so guys, you need to understand something. My guy decided to double down on his villain arc on the dumbest thing possible. Because right now, he is basically the man who took candy from a baby. And I understand the kid is older. He's not actually a baby. But that doesn't mean that this is any better of a look than what we see here. Everybody universally hates this dude as a result. And this right here is continuing the trend with CEOs doing something funny this summer and people finding out who they are and going off in the most hilarious ways possible. No one told this man to double down the way he did. No one forced him to do that. And I don't know why he thought it was a good idea. I mean, that is the very reason why he's still getting bad reviews up until this day. But like, before we go, when you finish what is the story, because this guy will eventually buckle to the pressure and apologize, let's just give a moment to kind of bring it all full circle, because the story does not end too badly for the kid involved in this story. The pro tennis player who was at the center of this whole debacle actually heard about the story before he left the stadium. In fact, guys, this is a perfect example of how powerful and fast the internet moves, because he heard about the situation. He found the kid at the stadium. He met the kid. He gave him a new autograph cap and took a picture with him. So at the end of the day, not only did the kid not have a terrible moment be the ending of his day, he got to meet the guy he wanted a cap from in the first place. So all in all, things ended out pretty good for the kid. So he's going to be good here. Now, as for the CEO, after being lambasted the way he was, and after doubling down like a complete clown, he eventually, as of today, decided to come out with an apology. Today, I know that what I did looked like deliberately taking a souvenir from a child, because that's what it was. Didn't look like it. That's exactly what it was. But let's continue. That was not my intention, but it doesn't change the fact that I hurt the boy and disappointed the fans. He insisted that he believed the pro tennis player was handing him the cap for his sons and that he made a serious mistake. Okay. One careless moment can ruin years of work and support. I will continue to actively participate in initiatives supporting children and youth and in actions against violence and hate. I believe that only through actions can lost trust be rebuilt. So guys, this is the moral of the story here. What he did in the apology is what he should have done in the first place. If you find yourself in a position where you do something terrible, or if you can at least read a room and realize that everyone else thinks what you did is terrible, then the best thing you can do is to apologize fast and early. And no, it's not you buckling to the woke mob or some nonsense like that. It is simply you taking accountability. So don't do what this guy did and don't be like this guy, and you will probably be just fine. Anyways, that's the Jespective. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you haven't already and subscribe, as I got much more content like this on the way. So until next time, YouTube, peace.